I ran up a check on my
Welcome to Millionaire Before 30, where we are on a mission.
Brent, we are on a mission. What is that mission, you say? Well, we are on a mission to create millionaires before 30.
That's right, putting together the blueprint so that you can go out there and really make an impact with all of the efforts and all the actions and building a profitable business out there. Whatever you want to do. Obviously, we focus on real estate. We're going to talk a lot about real estate. We have a 75-day challenge talking about getting the best, most discounted real estate deals in your marketplace, which we're going to talk about before. But obviously, Ryan Zolin is not here, and I am joined by Albert Bowie.
Guys, I'm in the front of the camera today. Ryan is flying all the way to Minnesota out there to meet some of you guys.
He's going to hang out with Gary V.
That's right.
That's right.
Some of the followers out there.
That's right. Talk about it.
So Friday, tomorrow, follow Ryan's Instagram. You guys will see he is making his way out to spend time with you guys out there, us fellow agent investors, to teach you guys how we wholesale on-market deals.
I want to get into this right away because you just closed a deal and it has a lot of learning lessons in this thing, right?
Yes.
Now, listen, the whole point of getting into real estate is to build a business business that serves you, a business that you grow and you build and you start really bringing in some good income, and then all of a sudden you start replacing yourself in different roles, and then all of a sudden you can step out of that business and work on it, not in it, but you have to earn the right. Let's not get this twisted.
It is earned.
If you pull yourself out of the business too early, I am telling you, it will just kind of flail, and then it'll just be gone. So when you're in hustle season, be in the hustle season. Albert is in hustle season right now. You just closed a deal. Let's talk about it.
Just closed a deal. Let's talk about it. So it was a flip of ours. We closed that one yesterday.
Yep.
Recorded, done, right? Purchased that one at $435 on market.
$435 on the MLS.
On the MLS.
With an agent.
With an agent.
Okay.
Came from the Trainer Brothers, which was on this show.
Trainer Brothers, yeah. They were on Wholesale Hotline on Monday. $206,000 are closing this month at 20 years old, just calling real estate agents. Very new to the business.
Very new.
Very new. You actually, it's unique how you guys set up this deal, and I want to talk about it.
So purchased at a $435 purchase price, right?
Yep.
We sold this at $550.
Okay.
Which sounds great and all, but
that
here comes
sounds like
the
a
learning
nice
lessons.
spread.
It's nice spread.
That's the HGTV breakdown
That's
spread,
right?
This doesn't tell you about all the other ancillary costs.
That's right.
So let's talk about it.
So originally we went in with a budget of $30,000. We'll get this house to today's standards. We nearly almost doubled that budget. Why? We had to replace windows that weren't necessary, but pre-sold this house. That's different. Wanted to try to take a different approach.
I'm telling you, if you flip properties, if you develop properties and you pre-sell them and let people pick out what they want in that property, you are opening yourself up to a relentless nightmare. You are, because all of a sudden you go, okay, well, here's the three different options that we have for this house. Which one do you want? And then they start changing it, right?
Yes.
They start putting their opinions into it, right?
Yep. So this was our first one, right?
Yep.
So this was our learning lesson. So we tried to do certain things, try to go more towards that developer style, right? Let's say let's let our end buyer try to choose a little bit, try to let them feel like they're a part of the process.
Right.
Little did we know that did open the door to allow them to ask for certain things, and then multiply that on top of a contractor that was new and not responding. Our holding costs started to double as well. So luckily, we made money in the acquisition, right?
Yes.
Our profitability was made through the management. So the management, we kind of moved around a little bit. So we lost some profits, but because we bought it right, we did not lose money. We just didn't make what we should have for a flip.
Got it. What'd you make?
We're only walking away with about 25, 30.
25 to 30,000. What's your average assignment fee and wholesale deal?
About 20,000.
Right, without any of that work.
Without a headache, without 3 months of waiting.
Well, and this is interesting because you love the process, though.
I do.
You love going through this. You don't think that this is a fail. Even if you like broke even on this, I don't think that you would think that this is you learn, you win or you learn. Right? That's the mentality.
100%. We were talking about this before the show. I am using this in crazy sellers market to basically get my reps and get my practice runs in, to try certain things, to see my process. Because at the end of the day, I know I have something that is valuable to the market. I have a home that's remodeled, ready to live in.
Okay.
So although I go through some lessons that hurt my profit and bottom line, if I break even, I won because most likely I walked away learning something.
Okay.
Otherwise, in another market, that would have cost me thousands.
Let me ask you this long-term strategy. Why not just wholesale everything? Why not just build a company that is masters at finding discounted property, selling it, making $20,000 to $40,000 on these wholesale deals, and not have to deal with contractors, not have to deal with buyers, or end buyers, I should say, not have to deal with holding costs, not have to deal with putting insurance and utilities and all these things on there, right?
Yeah. It's another exit strategy. It's another tool in our tool belt. If we knew how to wholesale, which we do, but we didn't know how to flip, we're missing that part of our tool belt. And because we know how to flip now, we can see it better as wholesalers, and it sharpens our blade.
How long have you been how long have you been in real estate?
In real estate, full-time, a year and some change.
Yeah. And listen, I'm telling you, the first 12 months, listen to me, it's about focus. Just build your processes to find discounted properties. Just wholesale for the first year. Then you can start branching out on these other things. You can start doing some other things. But Ryan, who's your partner in this thing, has been doing it for a few years. 5-6
years by the time I started. So I did not know how to find discounted properties.
Right.
He did.
Right.
But I knew how to get a house from ugly to pretty.
Yep.
Or my definition of pretty.
Yep. Yeah. I understand.
And joining those two together, that's what ultimately made a business structure, that we had another exit strategy where I didn't necessarily need to learn right away how to find discounted properties.
Yep.
I just knew how to get them pretty. I had a partner to do that. But now joining up, I know how to find discounted properties. Now Ryan's also learning how to get a house from ugly all the way to retail ready.
Got it. So are you thinking, okay, listen, we've got this business that wholesales. Now we have this business that flips, right? Is it two separate businesses?
We keep it two separate entities.
Love
One,
it.
It's very clean. It's easy to see it, because if you mush everything together, if you can't follow the money, you're going to lose money.
Right.
If you don't keep an eye on your money, it will trickle away in little cracks that you don't see it. So I always keep the pennies pinched, and I follow them to the very end.
Love it. Love it. And guys, we were going to do a show with Ryan today on NFTs and virtual real estate. We're going to do that next week when he's back. And today we're going to pick up where we left off. We are in week 4 of the 75-day challenge. Amber says, hi, everybody. It's Ryan on Amber's
They're
computer.
at the airport right now.
All
What's
right.
going on?
All right. Albert is crushing it. He sure is. So, guys, listen, week 4 of the 75-day challenge. Let's go through this again. If this is your first time, start it today. It doesn't matter when you start it. It's like a 75-day hard thing, but this is more for like business. This is not just an internal thing. And listen, 75 hard is a great thing for an internal, build that discipline that can like leak into all other parts of your life. That's fine. But this is more about your service to the community. This is more about building your business. We are a service-based business if we are going out there sourcing deals. It's a little bit different. We're a product if we are flipping properties, because obviously you have real property there. But let's pull up the 75-day wholesale challenge to build your confidence, impact your community, and achieve financial freedom. Let's hit number 1. This plan will work if I do. This is something to say to yourself all the time. This plan will work if I do. This plan will work if I do. Is it psychology? Yes. Am I brainwashing you? Absolutely. Absolutely. I want you to have that confidence. I want you to know that this plan, if you go out and execute this plan, it will work, but it doesn't work without you putting in the action. There's no point in just watching these things without taking the action. That's the whole point. Follow the blueprint, follow the map so that you can be successful faster in the next 75 days and see what happens.
That's right. After you do that, block out 15 hours a week, guys. This needs to be focused, distraction-free 15 hours a week. And we're talking, you're making calls, you're working on your business, you're not scrolling through Instagram, you're not distracted with whatever's playing in the background of the TV. Focus in for 15 true hours a week, which isn't a lot. Focus, and you will get things done.
And listen, you want to scroll through Instagram, you want to do TikTok, you want to do YouTube, you want to watch Netflix, you want to do all that. That's fine. Listen, this whole thing that you have to like become some sort of hermit and you have to be some sort of monk and like only focus on your business and become a psychopath. I see more people burn out from that. It has to be sustainable, but 15 hours a week is sustainable. I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much better watching that Netflix show guilt-free, going on social media guilt-free, feeling very light after you do the 15 hours of work. Like that's the thing. That's the exciting part of this thing. You know what I mean? But you got to block out that 15 hours. If you need help in the exact process to take, I mean, obviously we're giving you the challenge here, but if you need a little bit of extra, ttpinsider.com, guys. It's a free resource for you. We've spent hours and hours, thousands of hours putting that thing together, so definitely go take advantage of that. It's right there and there. Number 3 is reconsider who you are spending time with. If you want to be a successful business person, if you want to own a successful business, you need to be around successful business people. That's just a fact. Now, I'm not saying that you cut out everybody in your life. That's just not realistic. I'm saying that you need to make an effort to be around other people that understand what you're trying to accomplish because they're doing the same. I'm telling you, when you find somebody that has this unique brain that we have to be entrepreneurs, and it's not everybody.
No.
It's
like
a
trained brain.
It's like 5-10% of the population actually own businesses. You have to find those people that have that brain, sit down with them, have conversations with them, tell them about the wins, tell them about the losses, share these things, and everything goes faster if you are squatting up, for sure.
100%.
Yep.
Number 4, get lean. Cut the spending. If you guys get a fat assignment check, which we are all rooting for you and we want to see in the comments today.
Got a fat one yesterday.
Oh.
Actually, it's a flip.
Yeah?
I got a flip. I got a flip yesterday. What did we close it for, Kenny? 150. I think we made 150,000. Delray Beach, Florida.
Oh, wow.
I signed the closing docs right before the live show yesterday. I've never been to Delray, Florida. Never seen this property.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple pictures. I saw a 2-minute video of a walkthrough of it. Fantastic deal. It was a duplex right by the beach there. I was like, oh, I should keep this. And then I was like, no, that's going to be a whole nother thing. And then I got to find contractors in that area.
Hey, but
and
you're
then I got to get property
you
management.
understand.
I understand where I want, what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to get as much income as possible in my wholesaling business, then buy assets here, probably locally or some commercial or residential and some sort of syndication, like big time syndication with these 400 unit properties. And I've got a lot of people that do those because of squatting up, because of the number 3, right?
That's how it happens.
But you got to get lean, right?
Yes, cut that spending, guys. If your lifestyle increases as you make more money, you really didn't go anywhere. Get lean, cut the spending, save the checks. Alrighty, find areas where you guys can cut spending so you can invest more in yourself and other places that make your business go forward. Don't waste it. I promise you, it's not going anywhere.
200, 100, 200, 100, 200, 100, 200 homeowners
100.
that you talk to. The ugliest properties that you can find. 200. There is countless videos of lists and exactly how to pull these lists and how to drive for dollars and how to get it on this channel. There is no reason to not know who to go after, to really understand who are the distressed property owners in our market. 6 to 10% of the real estate market is in distress at all times. Over 11 million homes have been vacant for over a year, according to the 2020 census. There is so much inventory. There is so much, but we need to go out there and we need to have those conversations. So 200, and this is over the next 75 days. I'm not talking about in a week. I'm not talking about today. Listen, I have some students that do 100 contact challenge. That means they talk to 100 people a day.
A day?
They do that once a week, once a month.
Oh, man.
Just to really rev up their pipeline of leads. Because we know if you talk to 200 distressed property owners and you ask them the right questions, you get a deal. and 100 agents. You got to talk to 100 agents. You got to start building that squad of agents that are going to start referring you business. This is how you guys, this is your bread and butter.
This is our bread and butter. We teach agents to say, hey, you don't have to go to open house. You don't have to make this seller clean up the house, fix all this stuff to go to market. Sell it as is. They don't want to deal with it anyway.
That's right.
Sell it to us. We're good to go. Easy commission for them, and we're good to go on a wholesale. And some flipper now gets a new house.
That's it. That's it. Number 6. Visit 3 open houses a week. They're out there. You've got agents literally sitting there, twiddling their thumbs, waiting for an investor, waiting for a client to walk in and initiate a conversation. Not only that, they're trained that like most people are gonna like stiff arm them and be kind of shitty towards them, right? Kind of be like, no,
combative,
I just want to see the property. I'm just a neighbor. I'm just this and this. So people sit at open houses and they're just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? You walk in, you go, I'm looking for a great agent that can find me investment properties. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh. This is like, water to somebody that is like totally thirsty. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, I need this. So go into those open houses and get face-to-face, eye-to-eye with these agents so that you can have a good conversation and start bringing them on your squad. I am telling you, 50 to 100 agents, right? You build that list, 50 to 100 agents of people that are consistently referring you business. Do you think you could make $1 million?
Easily, because your phone just goes off all day long with properties and properties.
Probable?
It's not probable. It's fact.
Yeah.
It's proven.
Yeah. That's it. 50 to 100 people in your squad. Real estate agents that are out there doing what they do anyway, but they're bringing you deals. I am telling you, this is huge. We're bringing on a relationship manager on my team. It's absolutely incredible, and we're really going hard at this. We're really, really going hard. I mean, I've been direct to seller. I mean, I've got great relationships, referral relationships. It's good. We're pouring gasoline on it. Inspired by you guys, inspired by you, by Jamil, by everybody that's like really doing amazing things with agents. We're going to start taking advantage of that.
Good.
For sure. Yep.
Good.
I mean, we already have, but we're going bananas.
So after you get all that, reward yourself when you guys win. It's not all about business. You got to celebrate your wins, even though they're small. When you finish your challenge, that's really meaningful to you, right? Something easy, something cheap. What's our limit?
$500.
$500. Spend $500 on yourself.
What would you do? A dinner?
For me, yeah, I need to go to a dinner because I need to treat.
We've heard shoes, we've heard a shirt, we've heard dinner, we've heard a really nice massage, something like that. What are you going to? Yeah,
I would do a dinner because I need to treat my girlfriends for supporting me.
There you go.
What I mean, we got to spend a little.
I'll tell you that. That's the truth there.
Yes.
Good. Squad up with 5 people. All right, 5 people on your squad. These are people that are just going, right? It kind of goes hand in hand with watching the people that you spend the most time with, right? But really, really fine-tune those 5 people that are going to be your crew, your personal board of directors. You know what I'm saying? You got to find those people and really and connect. They could be in this group. They don't have to be in your town, but they can be somebody that has that fire in their belly just like you. You know what I mean? Go out and find those people.
That's right.
Yep.
Be active on social media. Number 9.
Bananas.
We're going nuts on social media.
You guys are going bananas.
I'm loving
TikTok, Instagram. I love the stuff you guys are doing. Talk to me about that. Like, give people, like, how many posts are you doing a week?
So for me, I'm trying to get regulars to where I can hit 1 a day.
Okay.
That's my realistic benchmark that I know.
A post or a story?
A post.
How many
story
stories?
Doesn't count. I'm just going nuts on stories. I don't have a limit. I don't have a limit. I just want to post and show the people what I'm doing.
Don't you feel awkward doing that?
Oh, 100%. But you know what's even more awkward? When you do it and other people are watching, and then when you do it by yourself, it doesn't feel awkward anymore.
Right.
So if you do it in front of a bunch of people, like at a supermarket or a grocery store, oh man, the fear goes away.
Yeah.
It's just me being myself. I mean, I'll give you an example. On my story, I was walking through our McCormick Ranch flip.
Yeah.
And as I'm showing the house, I dropped the key, and I literally zoomed into the key, and I'm like, oh, I just dropped the key. And I posted that.
Yeah.
It was the funniest thing ever.
Right.
People enjoyed it. They liked it. They interacted with me. So guys, be active on social media. You won't believe the amount of engagement that you get because there's other people going through the same thing you are. They want to see it. You got to be brave and courageous enough to show people your journey because I guarantee you someone else is in your exact position that wants to see someone like them killing it.
And you don't have to be, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. That's not the thing.
No.
Does it get you eyeballs? Sure. Does it make you feel kind of weird doing it? Yes. If you document what you're going going through and you be honest and you talk about your apprehensions, you talk about the screw-ups that you have, you talk about you learning, you talk about how excited you are to be in this business, you bring genuine energy, right? And you bring conviction to these posts, people are going to love it. Not only that, but I am telling you, being loud is a lot better than being broke.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
it's just the truth.
This is probably the most powerful tool that has
There's
ever
$100
come.
million parallel universe that you can slide right into.
We watch other people's reels and stories all the time, so why can't we be one of those people? We have the same tools, we have the same time as everyone else.
Yep.
Just be loud about it, guys. People want to follow your journey.
That's it. And spend time taking care of yourself. Listen, school's cool. School builds employees. Personal development builds companies. Personal development builds you as the person that can be a leader, a person that has financial responsibility of the people that you hire in your hands. You need to develop yourself. You need to take that seriously. You need to look in and see, what is the growth? Who do I want to be like? What do they do? I'm telling you, there's not a person in the top 1% that doesn't read. There's not. There's simply not. So, you know, the whole adage of readers are leaders is the absolute truth.
100%.
You get in a 100 to 300 page book, you get the life lessons of some of the most brilliant minds that have ever existed on this planet.
You get someone's life.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's a time machine
right
for
there.
$17.99.
Did you see how high I went with that? My voice went high. I want to make a point there. You got to read. You got to pour into yourself. Yeah, that's right.
It's everything.
Who needs a bell when you got that voice?
Brent?
Anyway, so listen, guys, this is an interactive show. This is question and answers. This is going through not only that, but we celebrate the wins.
That's right.
If you've made your first call, if you went on your first appointment, if you closed your first deal, if you closed a big deal, we want to celebrate you. We want to ring that bell. We want to bring some energy and enthusiasm right into your life. So make sure that you participate in this show. And if you think Albert is doing a great job filling in for Ryan, make sure you give him some love in the comments section, and make sure that you post where you are doing business so that people can connect with you and squad up. It's absolutely important to make sure that people know where you're doing business because they might have a deal for you.
Hey, Albert.
Yes.
Just messaged me saying that you guys just got a $1.8 million deal yesterday.
Let me tell you how this one unfolded.
$1.8 million deal?
$1.8 million deal, and it's not a wholesale or a flip, but our traditional side of being realtors.
Okay.
So Kyle got his grandma under contract on a new house in this market, and her house is now under contract right at where she wants it with all the terms that she needs to move out.
Okay.
That was incredible because, one, both houses that he did, they never hit the market. This house was coming soon.
Yeah.
His grandma's house.
Sure.
And then her new house was under contract
Explain
too.
what coming soon means to
Coming
everybody
soon means it's basically a way of, it's not live on the MLS yet. You don't see it on Zillow. It's not pushed out to the general public yet. So if you are a realtor, you will see it in coming soon status. So this is basically
It's
a
way
pre-market.
to generate interest before you open the doors to show
Exactly.
the property, right?
So realtors will see coming soon. They'll call up their clients, be like, hey, this one's coming soon. Like, get ready for it. Do you want this? What does it look like? Both houses that he got under contract were at that level. He marketed really well. He put it on social media that this one's going, and he talked with the agent both times. He built the rapport, and both houses under contract exactly where his grandma needed it to be.
Awesome.
So the strategy is the same. Talking to agents, talking to people, it can go from being a realtor to being a wholesaler to being a flipper.
That's it.
It's all the same.
Awesome.
So he wanted to say shout out to Kyle Anderson, Brandon Powell.
You ready for another one?
Yeah.
Not even 1.8.
Well,
Brandon,
let's keep it rolling.
Brandon got another deal that went under contract yesterday.
Yeah.
Same thing.
ring
Talking
that
to a
bell.
realtor. Come here.
Oh, you bring that bell.
I'm gonna. Congratulations, gentlemen, all from talking to realtors, and now we got 2 deals. Man,
That's
that
awesome.
bell really rings.
Yeah, it sure does.
You got like tinnitus up here yet?
Nah, come on. Come on. Two-part question. Let's crack this thing open. Let's start getting some questions and some comments in here, and let's start interacting. Happy Friday Eve. An agent in my Sacramento market has an estate listing where uncooperative heir is living in the property and will not grant access. How can I help this agent? What do you think? I've got some thoughts, but tell me what you think.
Interesting.
Here's the next part.
Okay,
Oh,
and there's 2-part. Okay. How do I put an offer. Okay, great. Can you go back to that one real quick, just so that everybody knows what we're answering? Basically, we have an uncooperative heir. So, do they own the property?
Yeah, who's
Vasily,
the decision maker?
do they own the property? If they own the property, then you have to make an offer to them. Might object, which would require court confirmation. So it just depends on who owns the property. So who is the actual owner? That you need to talk to the decision maker.
Yeah, I think in the previous one there was an administrator that has the rights to sell, is what Vasily said there. But either way, the motivation has to be there to sell.
Yep.
If you have uncooperative, the dollar signs. Yeah, if the dollar signs don't make a move, my next best is, legal action has to be taken care of.
Yeah, talk to the administrator. Get it under contract. Make sure you understand how much they want. Is it a deal? Have you pre-qualified them? Even though you had this conversation, don't go down the path of doing all this research and all this stuff until you know the condition, timeline, motivation, price, right?
That's right.
We need to know that every time that we talk to anybody about property. It all comes down to 4 things, guys. If you've never had conversations with anybody about real estate, this is the skeleton. This is the scaffolding of the conversation. Condition, timeline, motivation, price. Condition, timeline, motivation, price. What needs to be done to the property? When do they want their money? What is the problem that you can solve? And what is the price that they're expecting? That's it. So make sure that you're pulling all those out. If it makes sense, put in an offer.
It's an estate sale. And I believe you said you were
That's
working
fine,
with an
but
agent.
does that mean that they have to put it on the market?
Exactly.
Do they have to put it on the market, or can they privately sell it? Find out from the administrator. There you go. And then put it in an offer. It doesn't change anything. Listen, if somebody's living in there that they shouldn't live in there, then you go and talk to them and say, hey, listen, we're buying this property, all right? If we buy this property and you don't get out, we're going to have to start the eviction process. This is going to be on your credit, and this is going to be really tough for you to get into a place, and it's going to affect everything. Your credit score, everything's going to be affected by that. And when that happens, we're talking about you need credit score for everything. You need credit score to get cell phones. You need credit scores to get utilities. You need credit scores to get cable. You need credit scores to, you know what I mean?
Everything.
You need all those things. So you're going to torpedo your life so that you can stay in here for a couple more weeks? Don't do that. Like, let me help you out. Let me get you. Let's walk you down the path of something else. Not only that, but we have the right, if we go through this process, that you're going to pay for my attorneys. Like, don't do that. Like, let's make this smooth, right? Yeah. Yes, roll. Up to my 17th
I'm
deal
assuming.
since up to 17th deal. All right, 17th deal started 7 months ago. I want to know how much you've made.
Yes.
I want to know how many. Is it 17 deals that you made $2,000, or is it 17 deals that you made $10,000, $5,000? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just want to challenge you a little bit once we find out to push it even more. So congratulations. Let's ring this bell. Watch out, Albert. Watch those delicate ears. There we go.
It rings different up
He said
here.
it's on the market.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Well then, yeah. I mean,
You gotta find the motivation.
It has to be a smoking deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be a smoking deal. Yep. Make sure it's a smoking deal, and then if it's on the market, then you have to see how many other offers you're competing against. Yeah.
This is referring to the 75-day challenge.
Yes, Stephanie. Stephanie sends me a video every single day. Not only that, but she posts it for all of everybody, all of you to inspire you. And I'm telling you, Stephanie has one of those incredible personalities, just absolute, just pure gold personalities.
It's
just
infectious.
Oh my gosh!
Good
Not only
vibes.
that, but she just breaks it down: the good, the bad, the ugly, the whole thing. She was talking about her son watching anime, and a scene in anime inspired her to go and get on the phone. Huh?
A car broke down.
Car broke down. She still
Wow.
kept going. Keep it going, Stephanie. You're such an inspiration. I want that massive deal.
Me too.
Yes.
Me too.
It's all in here. You know you have it in your you have it in your pipeline. So go get that massive deal, Stephanie. You're the best. Brian Garcia.
How you doing, guys? What would be a good way to find strong buyers what would be a good way to find strong buyers in my market? Brian, just look at the cash buyers around there. Look at flipped houses, talk to real estate agents and ask them, hey, who have you represented that flips a lot of houses? Guarantee you they probably want more because they're just selling a flip. That's your easiest route that I would recommend. Just finding your cash buyers. Real nice and easy.
Brian, I have a step-by-step how to get the 100 top buyers in your marketplace. It's called the Cash Buyer Pack. Do we have a graphic on that? We should probably work on that. Kenny, We'll get a graphic on that, but it's in TTP Insider. I invite you to download that, and it'll show you step by step. But basically, there's a couple different strategies, Brian, that you could do literally right now. You can go on LinkedIn, look in your area, right? Sign up for LinkedIn if you're not. Look in your area and look for anybody that says real estate investor. Okay, and then look in there and look for real estate agent investor, and then go in there and look at property developer, right? And then you just reach out to them. You simply reach out, and a lot of the people that are very active actually have their cell phone numbers in there. Literally call them. I did this with Josiah Grimes in 2015, maybe 16, and I had called him on LinkedIn. And Josiah Grimes is the co-owner of Keegley. He's Jamil Damji's partner. And then I ended up selling like a tremendous amount of deals through them for a long period of time until I really built up and built up and built up. And what you do, Brian, is you build up a list of 100, and then you find somebody in your market and you go, hey, listen, I'll trade you my 100 for your 100. Now you have 200. Now you find somebody that has 200. You go, I'll trade you my 200 for your 200. And they go, cool. And then you go, okay, you have 500, 500, 1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 2,000. Then all of a sudden, it's 6 months down the line, you now have a 5,000 cash buyer database that is bananas. Bananas, all right? That's how you do it. And some more tips and tricks, but download the cash buyer pack and then start squatting up. Crystal, great to see you. Would you recommend constant close services for newbies? 1,000%. Listen, if you know it's a deal, and just make sure somebody verifies it, make sure that it's like a smoking deal. If you need to pop on here and we have the opportunity to, we'll make sure that you're in a good spot, or get a mentor, get somebody local, or somebody that's going to mentor you, right? Just to make sure it's a deal, because they charge you up front. And if you use TTP, you get $100 off the TTP coupon. But I think it's don't quote me on it, but I think it's like $400 up front for them to take over. But I am telling you guys, any creative deal that you have, they've done them. They will literally structure it for you. You literally go, hey, I got this lead that's doing this, this, and this. Can you? What's the best way to structure this? And they will help you do that. Not only that, they have all the paperwork nationwide. Not only that, they have all the connections with the title companies and the closing attorneys nationwide. Not only that, Rochelle has one of the biggest motors I've ever seen. She's an absolute superstar. You know, they talk about the jockeys and then the horse being the business and the jockeys being the business owner. Rochelle is like the fastest jockey. I mean, she's just lapping people. So they're absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible.
All right.
Brent, how often do you work with realtors for cash buyers, and do you usually pay them a fee? I would say 50-50. Yeah, 50% of the time, the agents are selling it to their clients, and we don't reduce our price at all. They have to add on top of ours. So they have to come in, and they have to be the highest price, which means they have to beat out everybody else. And then they have to mark it up a little bit. And what I've found, and maybe you've done this in yourself in some of these deals, but what I've found is a lot of the agents won't even mark it up on the buy side. They want to get paid full commission on the listing side, because they know, okay, I can mark it up $5,000 now, or I can wait till it's flipped, get a full 3% commission instead of like 1 or 2%. And when it's flipped, it's worth a lot more, and the percentage is a lot bigger. So I'll make more money on the flip side. Plus, listings bring more listings, and listings bring more buyers for that agent. So it's a really smart strategy for agents to not mess around too much on the buy side, but to get paid on the back side with the agreement with their clients.
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge value add too. You just give an investor hey, I'm not going to mark you up this property. I want to give you at cost. Any chance I can list it for you at the end.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Do you, by the way, before we get to do you have a Discord?
Yes.
You guys have a Discord?
Yes.
What's your Discord?
I don't know how we actually find it, but I know it's in our bios.
Oh, okay.
The invite link is on our
Is
bios.
ours ready to release yet, or do we need some time?
We're still confirming Jesse.
We're still confirming. All right. We're going to have one as well. And it's the reason I mention is because we got Mac. Put Mac on camera. Look at this. We got the Mac bot. Apparently, Discord has bots, and Mac is our mascot. So look at his little bow tie today. What a gentleman. What a classy gent. Look at that. All right. All right. crazy dog. Anyway, we're gonna get that going. I think it's phenomenal. John Johnson's one is doing great, and he gives us a lot of love and support, and has a great audience. And
it's a lot of fun interactions. Like we get to see the community doing deals, asking the right questions, and they get immediate feedback to where some deals are time
I feel
sensitive.
like it's what Facebook used to be.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Facebook groups used to be like people could see everything that was posted, and now it's just like whatever Facebook wants to show you in a group.
It's where it wants
and
to
it's
show
like,
you.
I got a group of like 400 people. Show everything. What are we doing? But whatever. Oh, Cash Buyer Pack. Here it is. Did he send
Look
that
at
in right now?
No,
Oh, you did it. Okay, here's the Cash Buyer Pack logo. Boom. Look at that. That looks
Beautiful.
nice. That looks nice. There you go. I wouldn't print the cover page. That might take all your ink up, but the rest of it should be good. All right. There you go. All right. What was that question? An unlicensed wholesaler can still provide great value to agents in a non-dual agency state?
Yes.
Question mark.
Yes. We can all provide value anywhere. We are persons that have skill sets that other people don't have. So if you're an unlicensed wholesaler, of course, you can still go out cold calling. You know what I mean? And as soon as you get a property that's, say, a motivated seller that wants too much, hey, hey, Mr. Agent, I have a property owner that here's a lead for you.
I think what he's saying is on the buy side, like them bringing you a deal, right? How do you stand out against other investors if they can't do a dual agency, if they can't get the full 6%?
Okay. Seth, forgive me, first time on the hot mic up here.
Yeah, no,
It's different.
No, I get it. No, so
but it's
go ahead.
on the buy side, right? To bring value, it's people want to work with you because they like you, right? That's a huge advantage that you have where a lot of people
Make it easy.
Make it easy, be very
Communicate.
personal, communicate, be open, and you don't have to be the highest offer. You can just be the person they want to work with the most. I've had a handful of deals where I'm not the highest price, but the agent genuinely likes to work with me. They like to talk to me because I'm very open, I'm easy, I'm communicative. I did all the legwork for them. They're like, yes, this is an easy close. Why wouldn't I work with Albert instead of the other buyer? Of course.
If you want to stand out with agents, if you want to stand out in life, have a tone of voice that is certain and likable. Be a person that is certain and likable. Now, you don't have to be necessarily certain that you know every part of the process when you're getting started out. I don't want you to do this fake it before you make it type of thing. But you're certain that you are going to do your best and you're going to communicate the best. These are all things that you need no experience in. This is something that you don't need to know any verbiage. You don't need to know any insider, information. None of that. To be certain that you want to do your best to make sure that this deal goes as smooth as possible. And you're going to work tirelessly because you are in your hustle season. You're in that hustle season where you are just grinding. And I am telling you this, when you look back and you really look at that hustle season, when I look back and I look at knocking those 15,000 doors, talking to tens of thousands of property owners, right? For years and years and years. Over 45,000 homeowners I've personally talked to. That hustle season, I look back on it fondly because I could not be where I'm at if I didn't do that. I couldn't have the successful real estate business that I have if I didn't do that. I couldn't help mentor people and show them the path if I didn't do that. I am telling you, when you're in that grind, when you're in that hustle season, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You are becoming something that most people aren't. You're doing things that most people
dream
won't.
of being it.
I'm telling you, it is becoming. Work is becoming. That's a Alex Hormozy thing, and he's phenomenal. I really like his content. He's got a great YouTube channel, but it's becoming. And the whole thing is like you build skills, you can lose all your money. Whatever it is, you can lose it all on something, but you still have the skills.
No one can ever take that away from you.
Right?
You have that to continue building up.
And then you have the skills. You don't know the vibrations, the ripple effect that has generational in your family. That's the whole thing. Everybody's going to forget the things that you bought. Everybody's going to forget like the money that you had in your account or all of that stuff. But who you are, that effect that you had, the person you become because of the skills that you built, that's generational. That's the thing that gets passed on.
You can't mess that up.
That's that's a family tree thing. That goes and surrounding and the people that you affect and the families that you affect.
Wow. Guys, clip that last 2 minutes there, because Brent, that was an absolutely fire.
We'll clip it. Don't worry.
Clip
Can't
that
get
one.
it. No.
Guys, drop a like there for Brent's speech right there, because that was
Thank you.
insane.
All right, go for it.
From IG, when talking to realtors, for every offer you send out through them, do you put down EMD on all offers, and if so, around how much? Well, typically when you're talking to realtors, it's 1% of the purchase price for the earnest money. Ryan and myself
Say
will
that
tell you,
again.
typically on every deal that you do on the market, it is 1%
So
of the purchase price.
100,000, you put 1,000.
That's right.
200,000, 2,000.
2,000. Yep.
300. Okay.
3. Yep. So typically that's how it works.
What if you don't have the earnest money?
You got to squat up. You need to, this all goes back to being consistent and being certain, right? That earnest money is your certainty in dollars to that agent's like, hey, I'm going to buy this deal. Now, do you need to put that down? No, you can squat up with someone that can put it down, but that gives that agent and that seller security that you're about to buy that deal. And little pro tip here, if you're charismatic and you're certain to talking to the agent, you may not have to put down 1%.
Right.
You may get away with putting down $2,000 on a $400,000 purchase price.
And also, listen, you get that money back as soon as you sell it, and the earnest money goes into your buyer's earnest money replaces yours. So you get that money back, so that you can always keep that money moving.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So find a way to do that. Find a way to squat up with somebody, or split a deal, JV with somebody if you don't have it. If you've got somebody in your market that you really, really, really want to learn from, and that isn't out there, right? They're just doing the deals. They're keeping their head down. There's not a lot of people. You know, there's people like us that are getting loud. We're doing social media. We're doing this. There's plenty of other people out there that are just, you know, they want to squat up. They want to do JV deals. They want to help out, and they want to, you know, they'll split the deal with you for putting in the earnest, but then you'll have enough money the next time to not have to do that. So take the apprenticeship. You know, take a model. You know, I was talking to Alejandro this morning, and we were talking about a couple of our students. And what's really important is, and I really believe this when you're starting in a business, 3 things. Okay, one, you got to follow a path that's already made. I mean, you got to follow a person that's already where you're at. Right?
Why make it hard on yourself?
You need to have somebody that you're modeling. You need to. That's in every Tony Robbins book. That's in every Think and Grow Rich. It's in all of those things. Modeling people. That's the whole point of Think and Grow Rich, is modeling the people. That's the whole interview. So you model people that are where you're at. That's number 1. So do you trust the person that you're following? That's it. Number 2 is, do you trust the process? Do you trust the actual system, the blueprint, right? And then 3, do you trust yourself?
That's a big one.
That's the biggest one.
You need to believe yourself.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you've got those 3 things and you're working on those three things, then it's just the work. Then it's just the work, right?
That puts it all into action.
I mean, so you came into this thing 13, 14 months ago.
Yeah.
And you found Ryan. Why work with him?
Ryan was on social media, and we were friends from high school. But because he posted on social media, I already knew he was in real estate.
Okay.
And my mindset at 21, however old I was at the time, like, I don't want to work with an agent that's already established. I want to work with someone my age. I want to work with someone that's being loud, someone new age. And it's funny that you bring up that you follow the path already made. If you watch Shark Tank, every shark always gets mad at the entrepreneurs that try to reinvent the wheel.
Every time.
It's not reinventing the wheel. It's making the wheel spin better.
That's it.
That's what makes. So if the path is there, you don't have to make a new path to be revolutionary.
No.
You just got to find a better way to traverse that same path.
That's it. Well, it cuts it down. It's already laid out.
Why do more work?
Everything's already done.
Yeah.
You just have to follow it. So, you know, it's, I mean, that is what it is. I mean, that's the whole point. Do you trust the person that you're following?
Yes.
Do you trust the path that they put you on? And then do you trust yourself? Boom. There you go. Awesome. Brent, I know you are licensed in your state, but are you able to do multiple deals in Illinois, or do you have to have a license in each state? So what happens is you actually have to pass 2 tests. You have to pass a state test and a national test. Now, the nice thing is, once you pass your state test and you go to a different state, you just have to pass the state test because you already passed the national test. Now, every 2-3 years, depending on what state you're in, you have to do continuing education to keep that up. So that kind of gets tricky if you have multiple different licenses in different states, but it's definitely doable. So, but you have to have a license there, in each state. Every state is controlled by their real estate department. Yeah. The Novice Wanderer.
Novice Wanderer.
Referrals. Not even close.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying because that's so. Let's break this down. There's 3 ways to get deals. Only 3 ways. Marketing, right? This is where you're paying people to call you, right? Referrals, where you've got your database of people that are referring you business all the time, and then being proactive and going out and earning it. And that is picking up the phone or going to the door or text message or auctions or something like that. That's a proactive approach to it, right? So those are the 3 ways to get deals. All right, so you just have to decide which way you want to do it. If you have the budget to market and you don't have the time, it's a good option. It's expensive, but it's a good option. The second one is, getting all these referrals from agents and building that up. It's going to take you a solid 6 months, year, 18 months to really build that traction of people to really start sending you opportunities. It could go fast if that's all you're doing, but being proactive is where it's at. Calling up those agents, calling up those owners, calling up, door knocking, getting after those distressed properties. So if I were to say the best is referrals, it's always going to be. So as you're building your business, remember this: when you're starting out, it's either going to be marketing or it's going to be prospecting, okay? And that's going to be like 100%. And then all of a sudden, you're going to start getting these referrals, right? Like you guys are. People send you close a deal, they want to bring you another deal, it's coming in. Or you work with a seller and they got more deals, more properties they want to sell, or they refer you to their friends and family that are in similar conditions. And then all of a sudden, you start building up your squad here, and then all of a sudden, it starts tilting. 10% is coming from referrals, 20%, 40%, 50%. You can get to the point where it's 100%, like a Keegley type business or some of the other bigger ones that just get referrals all the time, and that's when you're wildly profitable, right? But in the beginning, you got to build up your reputation. You got to close deals, and so I suggest you be proactive. The number one, I would say, is picking up the phone and cold calling, either agents or direct to sellers. Best marketing ROI?
100%. I mean, from what Brent just told you, marketing, you invest money, and if you don't have a lot of time, you invest money, you can get leads that way. Our method, we're investing time instead of money because our marketing is free. Essentially, we're calling up agents, we're calling up realtors, and that's how we get our referrals. But we're investing time into it. So depending on which way you want to go with it, I would suggest whichever that you do the work with.
All right.
That's all it comes down to.
We're about in the 20th week. We'll call it 20. It's probably 18 or 19. 20th week of, can somebody do this math? I'll do the math right here. So I'm in my 20th week, just to give you an example here. And so I've got a cold caller, Fran, and I pay her $25 an hour. And that's times 40 hours a week, okay? And that is 20 weeks. So that's $1,000 a week that I pay Fran, okay? So I have paid her $20,000 this year, and as of that Del Rey one closing for $150,000, she's just over $600,000 in income for us this year.
Wow.
$20,000 to $600,000. So you could do the math there.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those are ones that have been in the pipeline. She's been with us for years, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's an investment.
In this
somewhere.
year, if you look at a P&L for this year, it's incredible. Yeah. And she's with Call Motivated Seller. Can we put that on there? We don't give enough love to these guys. They have just been crushing. People have been going bananas with Call Motivated Sellers. They were a little bit, it's been turbulent a little bit, and now it's just like they're going bananas, right? So use that code TTP, or you will be on a waiting list forever to get there. Seriously, if you don't, you'll be on an endless waiting list to get the best people for calling. But it's not cheap, $25 an hour. So make sure you have a budget. But they're incredible. It's Americans living abroad. And the interesting thing is,
really cool.
Yes, the interesting thing is when Americans live in countries like Costa Rica, Central South America, some of these islands that they're on, there's not a lot of economy for them. So they either have to do customer service or sales. And I'll tell you what, between the two, sales, they last longer. Because customer service is just a nightmare. I mean, it's just, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, you just deal with complaints all day long. Have you done it?
Yes.
You have?
2 years Chick-fil-A.
2 years?
At Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. No, thank you. Anyway, there you go. Did you do biceps today? What's up, homie?
Those arms.
Dang, I'm seeing some
Got
veins over there.
Summer
What's
shredding,
happening?
man.
Summertime. Working on those party muscles. Okay. Cindy, what value can I bring to a seasoned investor when I haven't closed my first deal? That's fantastic. I love that question. Yeah.
Cindy, it's like I said earlier, it's all about bringing value. You are a person that has a specific set of skills that you can provide to this investor. Yes, that investor is seasoned. You want to get an education from it and experience, but you can go up to like, hey, what areas do you like the best? Let me try to bring you a deal. You can ask him, keep cold calling, bring him a deal. Bring her a deal.
Cindy,
that is the most value.
Opportunity. That's what opens the door. Opportunity. You have a good quality conversation with an ugly property owner. Not that the property owner's ugly, but the property is ugly. Sorry. The property is in rough shape. It needs renovation. And you have a good quality conversation. You get the condition, timeline, motivation, price, and then you bring that to somebody that's seasoned and say, I need help. I think that this could be a good deal. I looked at Zillow and use this to kind of give you a guideline here, Cindy. So if it's on Zillow, literally Google the address of any leads that you have, any conversations that you have with the property owner, and if you're around these prices, you're gonna get a lot of attention from the top people in your areas, the top investors. So let's put that up for us, Matt. 66, 50, 25. Yep. So this one right here, Cindy, just use this to really help you out. If it's over 250,000 on Zillow, then 66%. If it's between 250 and 150%, and if it's at 100,000 or less, 25%. All right. And that's typically that's the as-is value. You know what I mean? Like, I think that people get like a weird interpretation of what they think lowballing is or what value is. You, as the buyer, determine value every time. It's not the market. It's not appraisals. It's not the seller. It's not a real estate agent. It's not an attorney. It's not the government. It's none of that. It is a ready, willing, and able buyer determines the value of a property. If nobody wants to buy it at a certain price, that's not what it's worth. It's only worth what a ready, willing, and able buyer is. Now, another buyer might pay more than you.
That's their
But they have to
perception
find
of
it.
value.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Corey G, partying on the beach.
Nice.
Pink shirt. Love it. How do you guys approach foreclosed, a.k.a. REO bank-owned properties listed on the MLS? What is the best practices to lock up those deals? Have you ever done one?
I haven't personally done one.
There's a reason why. You want me to tell you why?
You hit me.
Because I worked on a team with an incredible agent. He had the most foreclosure listings during the downturn, Scott Gibson and George Lawton, and they did a fantastic job of building the relationships with these banks. And what happens is they get a independent, what's called BPO, a broker price opinion. Okay. And that broker goes, okay, this is what we think it'll sell for in the market. So that comes in, they get the listing, they get that price, and they can only sell within a percentage. Typically it was within 10% of that price for the first 30 days. It might have been 5% of that price in the first 30 days. If it doesn't sell, then they can go in a couple other percent and a couple other percent. So you can't lowball banks unless it's been sitting for a while. They have too many overlays, because what was happening is people were getting there was such an influx of bank-owned properties that people that were listing the properties were like, hey, listen, brother who flips properties, put in an offer at 50%. I'll submit it. It'll get approved because they'll just stamp anything, and you'll get the property
a logical
and sell
process.
It. So it was a very there was a lot of little kind of schemes going on. Not that I was not that I saw, but this was like the industry as a whole, and people were able to get these properties at way discounted property. It happened with short sales too. That's why they cracked down on that. So now they have overlays to make sure that they can only accept certain percentages of that BPO price.
Wow.
Yep.
Well,
It's
Corey,
very difficult, Corey. Go, catch it before it goes REO. Unless you want to buy it as a rental.
Brendan, hey, I'm using a triple line dialer, and Batch gave me 5 to 7 numbers for each person. It's taking a long time for someone to pick up. Should I cut down how many numbers I use for each person? Listen, I know carriers are cracking down on this. Like, this one's hard.
No, it's not carriers. It's the dialer. Brendan, here's the deal. It's a mess. I love Batch. I'm in Batch's office. I love their people. I think they built it for. They did not build it for the individual. It's a nightmare. It's been a nightmare with my students. I've told them all to switch to Mojo Dialer. I have. Like I'm just gonna. I was part of the process of putting it together. I said I want it simple and easy. I went in there and I said I had this remote for a Samsung TV, and it's like this real simple thing that had like 3 buttons, and I loved it. I said I want this dialer to be like this remote, and they built it like it was a computer or something. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Anyway, yeah, I would try Mojo Sells if you're not getting people to pick up.
Is it just too complex? Is something going on?
Yeah. Primal, on our initial cold call intro, I've seen some sellers need help and are shy or sometimes frustrated by the previous caller. What is something to tell them to cool them off? I completely understand. I know I'm bugging you. I know I'm the millionth caller. It's annoying. I think it's annoying. I get these calls myself, which kind of is conflicting for me. But I really know that if you're interested in selling your property, I can give you a really solid offer. Hit them right in the nose, right? Right? Like, hey, can I get a box to stand on for the show? You're like, somebody's going to say that I'm short. You brought it up, right?
Yeah.
So you hit it right on the nose before you walked in here. You're like, oh, I'm standing up front. Oh, do you have a box for me? And before, you know what I mean? Like, if you diffuse it before, it's not, you know what I mean?
It's addressing the elephant in the room, because if you can take the initiative to address it in the room, no one else will feel that awkwardness, that weird feeling you get, that tension. So if you address it right away.
I think you look great up here.
Oh, thank you.
I think you look great up here. Listen, he had the option to sit on the stool. He's standing because he wants that energy for you guys. Come on.
Energy and authenticity.
That's it.
You know what? I sit too long.
Yes. Who cares? Right? All right.
5'4", but I pack a punch.
That's it. Like, you can't all be 6'4" like me. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, you're a lot taller than I thought you were. I'm 5'9". You know what I mean? Like, people think that I'm like, you know, I don't know, 5'2" or something. Ariana, I've been calling agents, going on appointments, and going to meetups to network.
Go.
I'm in Phoenix, and it's challenging, but I'm going to make it happen. Doing it scared. Make sure that you go to their meetup.
June 14th.
Ariana, if you're not already, make sure that you do. Make sure that you follow their Instagram. Do we have that Instagram little roller for everybody? And let's roll that. Let's ring that bell. Let's ring that bell once Matt's not clicking a thousand things for us. Here we go. Boom. Ariana, congratulations. That's the first step. Listen, when you feel in your gut that it's scary, you're moving in the right direction.
That's right.
Because there's something about you that says, I want to be this. I want to change. I want to be amazing, professional, whatever it is. If you haven't experienced it yet, that means that you have to grow. You have to build that skill. And you have to change. And change is scary. Always. But that's when we know we're doing an amazing thing, right? That's when we know that we're getting out of our comfort zone, which most people do not. Most people want to go, they want to do their job, and then they want to live their life and do their thing and just kind of get by and kind of do their thing and enjoy, you know, their life outside of their profession. If you want to make your profession your life, your business, your life, and then have the true freedom after building this thing up, that's what happens. That's the part that people don't get. It is like an obsession and you sacrifice a lot, and you have to have a lot more discipline than the average person. But if you do, you build this thing up 5-10 years down the road, you've got this thing that's a servant to you, and you're not a servant to it, and now you're out of the matrix. Now you're out of the rat race. Now you're not the one that's like, oh, my business is downsizing. My business is moving. You're all of a sudden you're not in control of what's happening with your professional life, and it turns into a nightmare.
I quit my 9-to-5, my very comfortable 9-to-5.
Yeah.
Made a good paycheck every 2 weeks, had benefits, had good culture, and I quit and I left that for uncertainty. And a year and 14 months later, whatever it is, I will never go back.
That's right.
There's so much things that is possible once you leave that simulation of a 9-to-5.
Yep. Got it.
Primal, welcome back. What are some things to build trust and rapport with the seller? My approach to you is, Brent says time kills all deals, but when you're talking to someone, time gives you trust. I would tell you, the more time you get to talk with them, the more trust they start building with you. Easiest things, dude. Be yourself. All right? Be personable. Have a conversation. Don't push the sale down their throat. You ever go to a store and someone's just wanting to push you and sell you something? You feel it. Yeah, you feel the sale coming. But if someone has a conversation with you, I would love to keep talking to you if you were just asking me how my day went or something that I would enjoy.
Yep.
Have a conversation. Don't be too
Certainty and
salesy.
likability, Primal. Certainty and likability and reps. Yep.
How to make sure we don't get ghosted on signing. Brian, that's going to have to be you, because agents, if they ghost me, I have some numbers to call.
Yeah, listen, it's going to happen. happens every single day to us. It happens every single day to my students. You know what? People get to the point, and then they're ready to make a decision. You have to remember, we're dealing with people that don't make decisions easily, right? They don't take action. So you got to just plant the seed, follow up, go see them, call them from a different number. Just try to make that contact so that they feel comfortable. And then you got to tell them right on if they're ghosting. First of all, if you're talking about signing and sending that deal over, you have to do it over Zoom. And I think we had this conversation yesterday. You have to send your contract over, and you need to send it in DocuSign and pull it up and have a Zoom call with that seller. Seriously. As a professional courtesy, I would like to go through the purchase agreement with you. I can do it tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We can go through the agreement, and we can sign it right there. Is there anything that would prevent you, if the price and the terms and everything sound great to you, is there anything, what would stop us from moving forward and signing it tomorrow? So upfront agreements, get them on a Zoom call. Boom.
Love it.
And then if they ghosted during lead follow-up, it's just time. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Brent, got a seller that needs a lease back, but I'm not sure if I can do that. And if I can, where can I find a lease back agreement? That's fantastic. There's a couple different ways to do this, Brandon. One, you could just put it on an addendum. You could just write up the addendum. I would have the title company do it for me. And what I would do is I would do an escrow holdback of $10,000 minimum. So whatever proceeds the seller gets, they get all of it except for $10,000, and they hold it in the title company. The escrow company will hold it,
Right.
and they get that as soon as you tell them that they're out and it's vacant and it's either cleaned up or empty or whatever you agreed on. If they're going to leave all their stuff anyway, it's vacated. Then they get the 10 grand. So this always gives them an incentive to get out of there on time. And if they need that lease back, that's fine. Just make sure that you have the title company draw up those terms. Yeah, terms and conditions for sure. There you go.
From IG, Mike Brown. Me and my buddy are looking
real
for
quick. And by the way, if the title company is kind of dragging their feet or whatever, one, you should probably find a different title company. But two, constant close. Rochelle will take care of everything for you. It's upfront, but they will do everything. They'll get it all organized. They'll do everything.
Before we do this question,
Yep.
Yeah.
question on what is a lease back?
Stephanie, what is a leaseback? A leaseback is when the property closes, but
Yep.
that original owner needs to stay in that property. So imagine they had to lease it back from you if you bought it.
Yeah.
It's just a way in this market that people need more time to get out of the house or just need to find a new place to go.
That's right. Yeah, they need the money, Stephanie, to be able to move. So they get the money, and then they have a little bit of breathing room to find their next place, or they already have it, but they need the money. And then they put their deposit on their new apartment or their new house or their new trailer they want to live in or their new motorhome they want to drive around the country. And I've had all these.
Yeah.
All of these. And so they need that, and they need a couple weeks to move their stuff out of there.
Alrighty, from IG, Mike Brown. Me and my buddy are looking for deals, and we hope to lock up this awesome fire burnt property. Nice job. Have you ever put two individual names on the buy side,
Of course.
then assigned? Yeah.
All the time. Listen to me, Mike. You need to create a business.
An LLC.
For sure. I am telling you, the way that our whole society is built is to benefit businesses. Like, for real. Like, you need to understand this. You need to get an LLC. If you need help with that, do we have the link to Prime? I'll send it to you. Prime Corporate Services set up all of our LLCs. They do it at cost because they want to build your business, because they also help you file your taxes, and they build your business credit.
That's huge.
Like, it's bananas. I will send this to you. I'll send Matt this link, and you can go through it. It is a must-have, huh?
I just like it though.
You got it?
Yeah. Prime Corporate Services /TTV.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we have our own landing.
Yeah, there you go. But get in there. Seriously, set that up. You got to set up, everybody, for real, set up your business. That is the first step of, like, really, like, you made the decision that you're going to be an entrepreneur, set it up. And people are like, well, isn't it confusing? How do I set it up? The guys, they do everything. They do all of that stuff, plus they help you do the taxes and the business credit. It's bananas. And listen, I know that a lot of us talk about it because they're that good. They've done 100,000 of these things, and Steve Howard, the owner of it, is an incredible human being. Like, they will go bananas for you. They will bend over backwards for you to help set that up. Don't do it yourself. Don't go to like Legal Zoom or something. You know what I mean? You'll set it up as an S corp when it should be a C corp, or it should be an S corp, or it should be a C corp and it's an S corp.
It's costly.
Is it an LLC, or is it a PLLC, or is it this and that? I don't want to know those things. I don't want you guys to know these things. We want to go get deals. If you stop the process and then you get sucked into that hole of setting all this stuff up, it just slows down your train going down the tracks. I'm just telling you. Prime corporate for sure. Pace talks about it. Jamil talks about it. They are. I mean, all the people. Everybody talks about it. They're incredible. So there you go. Next,
Right,
Cody, my man.
Student?
Huh?
Student? Cody?
He is crushing it. I hear from Cody. Is there a way to put the link in the comments, please? Yes. Yeah, so Cody is crushing it. Cody, how many deals are you doing a month?
Oh, I want to hear it.
He is just doing, I talk to Cody on a daily basis.
Let's see, Cody.
On a daily basis. I mean, he has me review deals that he already knows are deals, you know what I mean? He's just messing with me, I think, sometimes, but sometimes he's, they're a little bit tricky. And I think he just wants me to know that he's working for accountability, so I love it. Beautiful. But do you have them read the agreement, or do you read it over? I go through it. So what I would do is, and I prefer it to be face-to-face, right? You got your manila folder, you bring it over, here's your contract, boom, you bring it up, and then you turn it around, or you're sitting next to him. Always sit next to him, not across from him, right?
Yeah.
You're sitting here, and then you go through and you go, here's your name, here's my name, here's the price, here's when we're closing, here's the closing date, here's the title company, here's the inspection period. I want you to read about this. This gives us the right. We have to look at this for 10 days.
Right. What does this word mean here? What does this mean? Inspection period? What are you doing?
That's when I'm going to bring everybody. It's going to be a circus for like 2 hours. I'm going to bring everybody that I need to come through the property in 2 hours. It's going to probably be, we're signing this on Thursday. Can I do this for next Tuesday? And Tuesday, does that work for you?
Yeah, Tuesday's
If I do
good.
it like 1 to 3, I'm going to be in and out, and we'll be done. And then we know that we can move forward 100%. And then boom, 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 boom. You just go through it, right? So absolutely. And then what you can do, what I like doing, Cody, and this is up to you, you can either bring 2 copies of it, or what I like doing is there's a fantastic app called Turbo Scan, and I scan in the contract as soon as it's signed, and I send it directly to the escrow officer right there. Guess what? I just opened up escrow for us. Congratulations. This is going to be great,
I'm looking
right?
forward to working with
like
you.
that's the process that we do, and then you keep this contract. Then the owner has the contract. I've got it scanned in. It's already to the title company. I don't need the original copy for anything. Boom.
Cool. From IG, how do we put earnest money in escrow?
Check or wire. Yeah, I mean that's it. You either go and deposit a check or you wire it in.
Title.
So like literally we just wire it. So we'll have this is another thing, guys. This is another reason to set up your business, right? So you set up your business, and then you'll have an EIN number. That's your social security number for
your business.
Your business. And once you have that, you can open up a business account. I do Bank of America, and Bank of America makes it easy. I put in the title company's info, and then we just go earnest money, $2,000, send today, boom. And it's literally 3 seconds. Yep. Yeah, JF, can you break down who's in with you during your inspection? It depends.
Very much
Remember, real quick, right here. Okay? Oh, I don't have a lapel on. Anyway, there's 3 buckets, right? You can, well, whatever. You can flip it, right? You can flip these properties. You can hold it, or you can assign it, All right. So it depends on your closing strategy, what you want to do with it. So if you're going to assign it, that's when all your cash buyers come through. If you're going to hold it or if you're going to flip it, that's when you get an inspector to come through, or at
Inspector,
least your contractors.
Yep.
If your money guys need to come through, your finance partners need to come through, whatever it is, you get all those people in during that time. But typically, if it is an assignment, it'll be the buyers. Maybe some contractors if there's something goofy going on. If you're thinking maybe you need a price reduction because there is a foundation issues, or if there's something kind of goofy with the property, maybe it's unpermitted addition, some things like that, you'll want to have a contractor come in and at least give you some ammo to renegotiate if it's too high. That's not every time, but yeah, that's who goes through. Typically, it's your cash buyers or your contractors and your finance partners.
Dinero, nice.
Yep.
If I put an offer on an on-market property to sign it, my buyer pays the agent, correct? The commissions to pay the agent comes out of the listing side of it.
The seller pays them.
The seller pays your buyer's agent.
So what happens to Nero is when you want to put your home on the market, you sign a listing agreement with a real estate brokerage and with basically an agent, but it's under the brokerage's name. And so you sign this listing agreement agreeing to pay whatever commissions. So it actually comes out of the seller's side. That's why these guys do a fantastic job being an agent. That's why it's such an advantage for them to have their license, is because they then get the 3% that is on the market for the buyer's agent. So typically what happens is it's 4, 5, 6%, and the listing agent will get half of that, and the buyer's agent will get half of that. So the listing agent gets paid from the seller, the buyer's agent gets paid from the seller. It comes out of the equity of the seller. Now, technically, if you really want to split hairs, if you want to split hairs here, the buyer does pay agents because the buyer's the one that has the money.
Paying for the house,
Right.
yeah.
But it's the equity. It comes out of the equity of the seller.
Yes.
Yep.
From IG, how do you negotiate escrow to be at a minimum? I'm assuming
It depends on if you're going against agents or direct to homeowners.
Yes.
So let's say
it's
it's
the
an
earnest
agent.
money or the time.
I think it's the earnest.
Earnest.
We gotta do a money on escrow.
Huh?
There's a lot.
What do you mean?
Like a video on escrow.
A video on escrow? That sounds like the most boring video. I would not want to watch that. I would not. Put it in the comments here if you want me to do a video of what is escrow, what is title, what is earnest money. If you do, I'll do it. If there's demand for it, but like, I want you to know what is a solid deal. I want you to know how to talk to distressed property owners. All that stuff seems too real estate-y to me. I want you to build.
Well, that's
this
why
thing
we
up.
pay the experts to take care of it for us, so we continue finding the deals.
Yeah. I don't know if we answered that question though. How do you get escrow down to the minimum? Okay, if it's a time thing, like you need to make sure that the escrow company can do. You got to ask them how fast can you move. The issue with really making really short escrow periods is the seller has to go through what's called an identity statement, and they have to get all the information for all of the liens that they have so that they can get the payoff information. So typically that takes 1 to 2 weeks to go to the banks. The title companies have to send in the payoff request. They then have to send off what's owed on the property, and then they have to go to the other liens. What's the payoff request? Here you go. What's the payoff request? Here you go. Then you got the seller that has to send in their ID, and they have to put in their social security number, and they have to make sure that they're the person that they are selling, and they're not somebody else that has a judgment on them. So they have to figure all that out. So usually it takes 2 weeks minimum. Sometimes it's faster, but that's usually when it's like two businesses that do a lot of business with that company. Like this, like me selling to you or you selling to me.
We already know what's going to happen.
We work at the same title company. We know what's happening. We can get it done fast. But typically with sellers, it takes a little bit longer.
That's a lot of moving pieces to move quickly. JF. Oh, missed that one.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Do you cap how many people so it's not overwhelming for the seller that go through the property? Nope. It's not going to be that much. Jeff, if it's that many people that are interested, you will get probably 5 to 10 sight unseen offers.
Yes.
And
That's
then
a
you
hot
don't have to
property.
bring anybody through. Like for real, if you go through and take a good video and follow in TTP Insider, the cash buyer pack. I mean, I'm sorry, the perfect offer pack. Sorry, perfect offer pack. It shows you which pictures to take of the property. So make sure that you go through that and then take a video. And usually the big time buyers buy these things sight unseen. Do you sell most of your wholesale sight unseen?
Yeah, most of mine. Most of the houses I've taken down to flip, I've bought sight unseen based off pictures and videos because the pictures and videos that I were given were so good.
Yep.
Everything that I needed to predict my construction budget was in those pictures and videos. So take good quality pictures and videos, not these blurry things too.
No.
Huge pet peeve.
And take them here. Like you want to take the pictures here so that you get the whole thing. If you take them like this and it just ends up being weird, take them here and it'll open it up.
It's like an Iron Man plate right there, huh?
Huh? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. When emailing offers to realtors, do I leverage other portfolios if I have none? How do I go about looking credible? Crystal?
Yes, 100%. So when we send in offers, Crystal, I have all of our projects in a Dropbox folder with our before and after pictures. I went in and I made before, after, all in one photo. So when our TC Amber sends in the offer, they get this link too. And this agent now sees, oh shoot, they've done a lot of projects with crazy transformations.
I love that.
It's a brochure to say, here's my client, here's what the work that they've done. Please accept our offer based off this credibility.
Incredible.
So 100% squad up with someone that has done flips that you want to work with. Just ask, hey, can I get your before and after photos? Put it all into one document, send her off.
Yeah, that's awesome. And if you don't have those, squad up with somebody that does. And if you're in Phoenix, squad up with Albert. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be awesome. Uh-oh, Jay's Bulldog on my first deal. A close on my first deal late last month. Big thanks to your YouTube channel. Thank you, Jays, for taking
Come on, buddy.
Taking action, bro. Like, that's incredible. Here we go. There we go. Come on. When there's a situation with a deceased owner who left a property to their child, how long does the probate process take? 6 months to a year. For real. I mean, it just depends on what's going on with that probate, but typically it's 6 months to a year. We just had Ryla Stain on, an incredible probate attorney here in Arizona and California, and that's the average. 6 months to a year, depending. Yeah. Yep.
But if they left their property to their child, does it still go through probate?
It just depends. I mean, it depends on if it was in the trust, if it was in the will. It could be faster.
Very true.
Yep.
Isaiah, for Brent, what lists are you catching most of your deals nowadays?
My dead list, a couple different things, right? Driving for Dollars is always there. I'm telling you guys, Driving for Dollars, dealmachine.com. Get it, download it, use it. Ugly houses, big checks. That should be your mantra for at least 12 months when you're getting going, right? Dealmachine.com. Get it, Drive for Dollars. My dead list, all the dead properties. Matt, will you put the link, please? Thank you. All the dead leads that we had a couple years ago that wanted too much, we're now going back and getting it, right? And then I use a company called Audantic. Audantic, they're data scientists out of Seattle. They're very exclusive. It's like 30, 40 grand for the list. And so it is, that's been fantastic. And then just little niche stuff, referrals, agents, people in the market. You know what I mean? So that's what's working the best.
I got a little niche list that's been working recently.
What?
We've noticed trend in the market. I'm 25, right?
Yep.
My brother's out of the house too. My parents now have too big of a house, and they are now selling
Empty
it to
nesters.
downsizers and empty nesters. Our generation's now grown. We're out.
Yep.
They don't need 2-story houses, so downsizers has been a lot of success lately. Talking to agents.
Love it.
Oh, they're leaving this house. They're just too big anymore. Kids are gone. Hone in.
Awesome. Isaiah, we blasted on an email. Jeremy, my disposition manager, is incredible. Always building our cash buyer database, and he blasted on an email. We don't text blast it. Some people do and have some success, but we get way more open rate on emails. It's really strange. It's like it should be the opposite, but I think I think people abused the text messages too much, and I think a lot of the investors ignore them in our market. Could be totally different in other ones. I can only speak on ours. But email has been fantastic, and then we send it out through Investor Lift. We dispo nationwide. So if you need any help on TTP Insider, there's a JV button. Make sure it's a deal, and we'd love to JV with you and help you sell your deals if you need it. I want you to sell it yourself, but if you need some help and you want to work with my team and get that vibe and see what that looks like, yeah.
Alrighty,
What's your
Brandon.
cold call statistic? 1 out of 200 that you call yourself, you'll do a deal. 1 out of 800 if you have a VA that is doing the work for you. 1 out of 200 conversations, you'll do a deal. 1 out of 800 if you hire somebody that is under $25 an hour or under $20 an hour. It gets a lot better once you go above that, and it's pretty close to replacing yourself. But listen, if you use those 6, 8, whatever, $10 an hour, I get it. If you're going to use a $10 an hour, I highly suggest callingreps.com. Calling Reps, that's Max Fish. He's incredible, another incredible guy. But the best of the best is call Motivated Sellers. Yep. There you go. Josh.
My wife and I are about to list our first flip.
Come
Congratulations. We will have a wholesale flip owner finance that we are turning to an Airbnb, and we're going to subject to wholesale. April is a busy month. Well, Josh, to say the least, man, congratulations.
Ring that
Woo!
bell.
I'm going to take this one.
Yep.
Way to go, my man. Way to
That
go.
is incredible, Josh. Congratulations. Hold on real quick. Let me answer this real quick. It's Steve Trang. I want to
Steve.
congratulate him on opening up his new bank. Steve Trang.
Yo.
Hey, you are live on my YouTube channel right now. I just wanted to publicly congratulate you on opening up your bank.
Thank you. That was awesome. Appreciate that.
So you own a bank now, right? Is that going to be your full-time thing, or is that just a portfolio?
That's just one of a few things that I got my hands in, right? So I'm not going to be actively involved. I'm just an investor in the bank.
I love it. Can I call you back?
Of course.
Thanks, brother.
Later.
See you, Steve. Are you kidding me?
Get the bank.
Do you know how he did it? Squatting up.
Man.
He was squatting up in a group called Collective Genius, and there is an incredible land coach called Jack Bosch, and he's been doing it forever. And Jackson involved in it. He's like a serial entrepreneur. And got involved in this bank, and now Steve's
owns a bank.
I've been telling my wife for 3 years we need to open a bank. We need to do a bank, and Steve beat me to it. I'm like a little bit like salty because I'm jealous. You know what I mean? But I don't know the specifics. So I usually, the more I stay focused, the better I do.
Yeah.
But that's incredible. Open up a bank. Steve Trang, incredible. If you guys have seen his sales program, it is bananas. He's really
fantastic.
helping a lot of people around the country. And I would definitely, if you don't follow Steve Trang, Trang, make sure that you follow him. He is just one of those people that you want a little bit. You want to see what he's up to every day.
Oh,
you know?
100%.
Yep.
Can I
Christopher,
give-
I'll tell you what, it's a commercial bank, so it's
Yeah.
going to be real interesting. They're going to be giving commercial loans. Yep.
Which is why you need your business.
That's it. Well, you need to. You can't get a commercial loan unless you set up your
LLC.
your company, Prime Corporate Services /TTP. They'll take care of you.
Daniel, I wanted to say I got my first deal this week, and don't hate. Why would we hate on you, sir? It was literally my first agent cold call. Fantastic. How's that, Hank?
I'll tell you what.
Take that.
Hold on, and before you remove that, listen, for everybody, if Daniel, who is in this picture riding on a plastic, I would say
Is that
bear,
a bear? Yeah.
can get a deal by calling an agent, you can too. Okay, that's fun. It's like he's stiff armed or something.
I know.
That's awesome. But honestly, Daniel, congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that is great. First
works.
call.
It works.
I'll tell you what, I've had a handful. I've had probably 15, 20 students that on their first call they get a deal. It's like, what? And then they tell everybody, and everybody's like, Brent, why didn't I get a deal? I'm like, wait.
It's the
takes
more
200.
It's the more that
They got
you
the
put
first
yourself
one.
out there,
Yeah.
right? The more that you're out there exposed to everything entrepreneurship has to offer, the more opportunities you get.
Black Box Properties. I reached out to some moving sales posts on Craigslist. Yes.
Smart.
And yes.
Smart.
That's what. 3 qualifying calls for this afternoon. Great gems yesterday, Brent. We talked about this niche list, right? You call up on the people that are having garage sales. You call up on people that are having estate sales. You call up on these people. I'm telling you, people aren't calling them. It's not like they're just on a regular list. Think outside the box. Congratulations.
Yes.
Let's go.
Congratulations. Where's? Woo.
Awesome. Two-parter.
Vasily, have you ever done any deals on a mobile home and or townhomes?
All the time.
Do you avoid properties in HOA communities?
Never.
A deal's a deal, no
Boom.
matter where it's at.
Yeah, listen, just make sure, obviously, with the manufactured homes that they actually own the land. If they don't own the land, you're going to have to buy the whole park, which that's a different conversation, but you got to actually talk to the owner of the park, not the owner of that manufactured home, because it's literally considered like you'd have to go through the motor vehicle department to transfer title on that. HOA communities do not slow us down.
Nope. I have 2 flips right now that are in HOA communities.
And they're preferred. Actually, HOA communities get I think it's like an 8 or 12% higher price on average than non-HOA, because everything, there's rules. There's rules to it. So that keeps the communities really, really nice for the most part. Just watch out with HOAs, with condos and townhouses, that they're not too bananas.
Yeah.
Because remember, we're a payment society. We're not a price society. So some of those condos, they pay for everything, right? They pay for the electric, they pay for the cable, they pay for internet, they pay for those things.
Everything.
But it's like $800 to $1,000 a month. And then people, still have to pay their mortgage and do these other things. So they have to be able to qualify with all of those. They have to have the income to be able to qualify for those properties. So just make sure you understand what the HOA fees are, and make sure that you understand what their transfer fees are for HOAs, because retirement communities typically have way bigger. Like here in the retirement communities, it's like $2,500 to $4,500 transfer fees.
Wow.
That go into the
I didn't know it was
community
that
to
high.
keep up the community. Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
they're big. So you'll want to understand if there's anything going on there.
JF, would you be open to doing a video on good versus bad walkthrough video / photos?
Yeah, for sure.
We're all about educating you guys.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, listen, bad is, what bad is.
Fun little
Yeah, that'd be fun.
10.
That's a great. I think it's a great idea. Perfect. The team's on board. You got it, brother. Or sister. I don't know what JF is. Mikey, since novation is more hassle for the investor and sub 2 is the easiest transaction next to a cash sale, what would help sellers see the benefit when the main objection is the mortgage staying open? I'm not sure what you mean by the mortgage staying open. Are you talking about doing a sub 2?
Think so.
Since novation is more hassle for the investor and sub 2 is easiest transaction. Oh, okay, for the investor next to cash. Okay, I get it. What's the benefit of keeping their mortgage open? I don't know. You would have to talk to Pace. I don't do them. I mean, I'll do them if they fall into our lap, but I don't do them. I don't own sub 2s. That's just not a strategy. I like, if it's a distressed property owner, I don't want them in my life for years. You know what I mean? But I think if you have a good conversation that says, you know what, I'm going to be making timely payments on this, and this is going to increase your credit score because it's going to be the things are getting paid and the debt's getting paid down. I think that's the way that he leans, just based on kind of like an overall like a skimming of the way that Pace teaches it. But he's got a bazillion videos out there. Yeah. I feel like yes. Raw Land. I know that name. I don't think obviously I haven't done anything with him. but he's an author, it looks like, of. Oh yeah, the Land Geek. Yes, I know who he is. Yeah, it's a solid program. I mean, him. I like Brent Bauer's program, the Land Shark. If you're interested in that, but Mark is the Land Geek. He's been doing it a long time and real smart guy. So, yeah. I mean, listen, if you're going to follow somebody, if you're going to get mentorship, if you're going to get into these things or buy courses, make sure that you vibe in your gut with the person putting it together. You know what I mean? Are they just selling me, or are these people that are going to be really like supportive and you know, have my best interest in mind? Like they're student first. You know, that should be the filter that you put it through. And we got one more. No? We got no more.
Nope.
That's it.
Wow.
Alejandro's cutting it off early. She's done. No, that's awesome. We're going to go through the blueprint here. The Millionaire Before 30 blueprint. Thank you for letting us know. Yes. Right here. Number one, do a deal. Pull money out of the ether. Pull money out of the air. Do something that is bringing in. Provide service that pays you. The receipt that you get for the service you provide is the money you earn.
That's right. And once you do a deal, transition it to a full-time business. Get rid of your 9-to-5. Once you can replace your income, do it full-time and really put all your efforts and energy into that business.
That's it. January through November. Google it. That's what the average American is spending. Their money is going to taxes and interest. January through November. All right? Stop being somebody else's ROI, right? We're in partnership with the government. That's just going to happen. That's our life. That's why we have this beautiful country, right? But you don't have to be somebody's ROI. Consumer debt, get rid of it. Car payment, student loan, credit cards. Boom, kill it.
Get rid of it. Once you get that full-time business, kill the debt, and then you invest in your assets. Once you stop being someone's ROI, you get to use your monies to make little baby monies.
That's right.
Put it in something that will make you more money while you're focusing on your full-time business.
And that's it. Then you get control. That's the financial freedom. You have a business that is serving you. You have assets that are serving you and providing value to the marketplace. And that is when you have financial freedom. And that's when you have control over the time you have left on this planet. So
that's right.
There you go. Thank you for joining us, Albert. You crushed it. That was
Thank
awesome.
You, sir.
That
Had
was
fun. Hope you guys enjoyed my presence up here today.
It was a present. Yes. There you go. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. Love you guys.
See you guys.